Once every year, when the seasons all shift, reality thins and opens a rift. Broadcasts are received from alien places, parallel worlds, and horror-filled spaces. We gather them all for your listening pleasure, with spooks and with goofs, both in good measure. So hold on to your headphones, get ready to scream for the wonderful terror of Ahhtap Halloween. Oh, gosh, I got some Pez stuck in my throat.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Ahhtap episode where the spooks are high and the guys are Fly. That's a lot better than fry. I am your spooky skeleton shocking host, Thatcher Whedon.
Thatcher Whedon. And I'm the dreaded pirate Ian of ye old times, Harg.
And I am not a pirate. I was about to say I be Isaac, but I am Isaac and a skeleton or something.
You're a vampire.
Oh, I am?
Yeah. That's what it is on the album art.
I am Isaac VonIsaacstein.
Isaacstein.
And it's a very creative name, just like Jean Valjean.
And I'm Isaac Stein's monster. Hi.
And I am the bride of Isaacstein. Okay. I know, I'm Abbott and Costello. Hello, welcome back to Ahhtap, everyone, where we continue to watch Geusebumps. And let me tell you, this was a shocking episode for many reasons. Gentlemen, what episode did we watch this week? The episode we watched this week was...
Shocker on Shock Street. It's shocking.
Very shocking. This was a very interesting one. So our metric behind choosing this is we sat around after a barking ghost, and we're like, we need to watch a good one, because that one was so bad. And we looked through the list and we plucked out Shocker on Shock Street because that had some decent reviews. And when I was small boy, I read the book, and I have favorable memories of reading the book. It's the book with the giant praying mantis on it, so how can it be bad? And we watched it, and gotta say, spoiler-free review, very good.
I was pleasantly surprised after the last one.
Me too.
Same. I did find some things kind of silly, but I don't know if that's because of just...
Oh no, I definitely found some
quality.
things silly, but in comparison to the last one...
Yes. I feel like there's many things we could have watched in comparison to the last one. We would have been like, "Oh man, this is the best." Shall we get right into the synopsis?
Sure.
Indeed.
I mean, the first thing that happens is you have two main characters who seem to presumably be friends, and the girl's dad makes animatronic monsters for the Shocker on Shock Street movies.
Yes.
And is showing off the garage full of animatronics to her friend.
Yeah, they kind of just jump right into it. They're walking into this room and they're like, "Oh, my dad said we shouldn't be here. We're going to get in big trouble, but we're doing it anyways."
And then the boy's like, "Well, we should do it anyways. It's going to be cool."
Why'd we make these two mobsters from the 40s?
My dad makes monsters, you see. He works over in Hollywood.
The big boss said we shouldn't be sticking our noses where they don't belong. But hey, bada bing, bada boom, we do what we want. So I do have to say this. I was pleasantly surprised by the amount of prop work done in this set.
True.
Yeah.
There were some surprisingly well done masks and spooky props for Goosebumps, of all things. Some of these things looked new. Of course, some of them were just rubber masks and sound effects, but there was, wasn't it there was one that had like a big eye and a small eye or something, and they were kind of giving you a weird look, and it looked cool, as I recall.
I think that was the werewolf face, but it was like one of the eyes was popped out.
Yeah, there was some sort of weird pop and eye thing that just looked creepy and well done.
The werewolf head when they're walking through, and then the hand from the werewolf from like the werewolf animatronic just like snatches over and grabs the girl, and they're all terrified.
That's right. They're walking around in the spooky ambience, and suddenly everything starts coming to life.
And then, just when you think all hope is lost, out steps her dad from behind a shelf with a remote control.
Love at first sight with this character. He feels like the missing link between like Bill Nye the Science Guy and Beakman. He's like the lost like 90s science kids entertainment TV show host.
Yeah, that's a pretty apt description.
Yellow lab coat, green shirt, big gray hair, lil mustache. It's just wonderful. Wonderful. Does he have a name?
No.
Dad.
Yeah, his name's Dad.
Okay, yeah, because the kids have names. It's Marty and Aaron, but Dad doesn't have a name. It's just Dad.
The dad comes in and he's like, Marty, nice to meet you. And then it's like, ah,
Marty, great Scott, Marty.
Great Scott, you've found my animatronic collection.
Yeah, I wonder if that was an intentional name there.
He does look like Doc Brown.
I actually, that's all I could think about with him. It was like Doc Brown, and the fact that the kid's name is Marty just makes it so much better.
I also love how he just finds pure joy in causing fright in little children.
Mm-hmm.
Haha, you've been traumatized.
It's not even malicious. It's just like, oh, I love my job scaring people.
It might be a little bit malicious.
Maybe.
It's how he gains energy. It's scaring the millions of people who watch the movies. It fuels him.
He's like a friggin', this is a poll I don't know if everybody's gonna get, Zombozo from Ben 10.
Nope. Sorry.
Except instead of laughter, it scares. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
I know a little bit about Ben 10, but no, I not enough to recognize the name.
Yeah, that's fine.
I wish I'd been a Ben 10 kid, honestly.
I was a Ben 10 kid, but I feel like this isn't the time to talk about. That's what we'll do. We'll start a Ben 10 watch podcast.
So after the big scare, the big boo, he like shows them like a diorama of, or a model. Oh, I just watched Beetlejuice, so that makes it funny to me. He shows them a model of like a ride, I guess, that's gonna be like available. Nice model.
Sorry, yeah. I'm laughing because I'm imagining like a little Beetlejuice on the model. They pick up the car, they're like, it's a roller coaster, and Beetlejuice is like, hey, how's it going?
Hey, come to Shock Street, come on.
Come on, welcome to Shock Street. It's me. Nice model. Beetlejuice. So the model, they find a model. It's a model of a tram ride, a roller coaster tram ride. And the dad's like, that's right, Marty and Aaron. I'm working on a studio tour of Shocker Studios. I'm doing a studio tour of whatever the place is called. The kids are like, wow, that's so cool. And he's like, guess what? And I need you to test it.
You'll be the first 2 kids to ever ride it, or something like that.
Yes. But first, foreshadowing. We got to do foreshadowing. There's a couple of foreshadowing things in here. There's a spooky room that the kids want to go into.
With spooky lights.
With spooky lights. And the dad says, never go into it.
Never.
And then, when the kids are like, we get to ride the ride, Aaron is like, dunk. That's sick. Can mom come? And the dad's like, excuse me? What did you say?
Your mom's been dead for over 30 years.
Mom? We haven't had a mom for over 50 years.
This is the Lost Boys.
Oh, I thought, okay, you meant Peter Pan. I thought you meant the 80s movie. But I'm like, Lost? I'm like, yeah, Lost. Hold on. Where? There's no, wait. Corey hit for it? Yeah.
And then it cuts, right?
Oh, yeah.
I believe
it literally
so.
just
they
cuts immediately to them like at the ride.
They only
like,
got 20 minutes. No wasted time.
No fiddly farting around. We got to see the toxic man and piranha person or whatever.
Yeah, and so then the ride is pulling up, spooky head on the front, talking to them, saying spooker stuff, goosebumps.
Reader
logo.
beware.
You're in for a scare.
Rider beware, you're in for a scare.
And then they board. And
keep your arms and legs in, or else they'll tear.
So this is the first bit that I found funny, that they didn't know typical tour ride etiquette, which is to keep your arms and legs inside the vehicles at all time, which implies that you don't get out of the vehicle at any point.
Yeah.
But the dad feels the need to specify, stay inside the tram, do not get out. To which they're a little confused. Why can't we get out and walk down Shock Street? And he says, no, especially not there. And then, this is the second bit that confused me, or that I found funny. He gives them 2 laser guns in case of trouble. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure laser guns are, at least at this point, a work of fiction to the point of shooting something, and thus only really work within the confines of something that's made for them.
Yeah.
So it's a little strange that they assume, like, oh, if something goes wrong, these laser guns are really, like, going to be able to help us, rather than just envisioning them as part of the ride.
See, for me, I think they're all in on the kayfabe, in the fiction of the ride. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, laser guns. This is a fun part of the ride.
I mean, when he says, like, if anything goes wrong, though, she shows worry, like, this go wrong, what do you mean? Or something like that.
Yeah, and then he doesn't answer.
Oh, okay, I guess I didn't catch that.
That's what I mean by that. Is they're, like, concerned that something could go wrong.
Don't forget your totally fictional laser guns.
And that laser guns that they'd need the laser guns.
Just don't shoot each other.
Pew,
or else you'll die.
I mean, honestly, if this were like actual children, one of them would have jokingly shot the other and probably like melted their face off or something.
So true.
But they're fake laser guns, so why would they have melted their face off?
Or are they?
So they go into the ride. The ride starts going, and there's kind of a fun gauntlet of spooky hijinks. There's some hands that come out and grab them. There's edited in fire that tries to get them. They see a monster getting put in the electric chair.
No.
Scarecrows swipe at them with scythes and nasty
and
things.
Then they're set on fire.
Then the tunnel of and then the tunnel of doom with a kind of uncanny mask at the end of it. Like this is really, I don't know, for a Canadian horror kids TV show, this is some decently put together stuff. Like this feels like some sort of a ride at Universal, kind of. I mean, at Universal you're going 30 miles an hour and all you're seeing is, flashes of stuff, but I feel like they did a very good job of replicating theme park dark rides.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, except for the part where they're literally set on fire, but...
Though it is also funny that apparently it seems like the kids have never gone on a ride before because it stops once, which is, I think, fairly typical in most rides, especially a horror-themed one where it, like, pauses for a little bit and then throws you into something new.
Goes backwards.
Or, like, stops so that you can see what's around you. So it stops, and the boy's like, it stopped! As if she can't tell that, they're not moving.
Yeah.
And as if that's not normal.
Oh, thank you, my inner ear's been infected. Except usually, though, when something stops, like, there's something to heighten the suspense. Like, for example, when... on the 7 separate times I've been on Animal Kingdom's Yeti ride. The part where that stops is you're at the end of a trail, and it's the end of the line. You're like, okay, we're stopped. What's going to happen now? Then you hear some Yeti noises, and the Yeti says, ah! And then you fly backwards, and you go, ah! This just stops in the middle of nowhere.
But it stops before that, because it stops right before the electric chair. It stops and the boy's like, it stopped.
Oh, okay.
And then while they're waiting in the dark, then the electric chair stuff happens and they're like freaked out. And then it keeps moving.
Oh, okay.
Then it stops again and the young boy's like, it stopped. It's not moving.
Okay, my bad.
And yeah, both times I was like, I'm pretty sure that's how rides work.
I didn't know they could stop.
Also, she's right there. She can tell it stopped.
The world's dumbest little boy rides an amusement park ride. Well, we need to do bad synopses for all the Goosebumps books. Anyways, sorry, Ian. Yes.
Do y'all remember? Do y'all actually remember the part where they're like in the hell tunnel or whatever, where there's just like a bunch of fire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I laughed so hard when it got to that. Like, the fire effects are like, it's not even that like the walls have like glowing like fire effects on it or something. They put like a fire effect on like just the video footage, so it just looks like the entire room is on fire.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cheesy, low budget stuff right there.
I was like, oh, is it actually fire? Like, are they getting hurt?
And those actors were never seen again.
But hey, at least it's safe.
Safe fire.
So when they stop moving, for some reason they start calling for help, which seems like a weird thing to do.
The way she's, I think I wrote it down. Oh yeah, in like the most monotone, like not yelling at all voice, she's like, I can't believe we're stranded on this ride. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah. So Marty unbuckles and tries to leave. Warning lights come on, and he's like, yeah, no, I don't care about this, and then gets out and for some reason tries to push the tram. Because that's how tram rides work. I've watched a lot of Defunct Land videos. I know how tram rides work.
Honestly, if that were like an actual situation that I were in, I would be so scared to go anywhere, even behind a tram, in case it like just started moving backwards. Like,
Have you guys ever been stuck on an amusement park ride before?
No.
No.
I remember I have a fuzzy memory of getting stuck at the top of a Ferris wheel for like 45 minutes one time, but I was like 8, and so I don't remember a lot of it, but that's like the most I got.
Huh.
Yeah, in that case, you really don't get out.
Yeah, no.
Get out and push!
Yeah, get out and start pushing the Ferris wheel.
And if it's not working, get someone to help you.
Yeah, we'll all get out and push. That's how Ferris wheels used to work back in the day. You'd have to push the gondola in front of you,
And then jump in.
actually, one of the first Ferris wheels used train cars, I believe.
Ooh.
Yeah, I remember reading a book about the first or second or so Ferris wheel for school for some reason when I was in middle school. So there we go. Okay, so they get out.
Mhm.
They get out.
And after pushing the tram doesn't work, they go find an exit.
Yep. Bats attack. One of the monsters pops out. They shoot it with a laser gun and it goes away. They walk to the Tunnel of Doom and then they find an emergency exit and the exit opens up into
Shock
The
Street.
Shock Street.
Oh!
I was shocked.
It was very shocking.
It was a shocker. I gotta say, as I recall, a very kind of like liminal space Shock Street because nobody else is there.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bunch of giant neon green mushrooms for some reason.
Yeah, I was a little confused about those two.
Not really an explanation for it. Just kind of there.
They start looking around and then they're like opening doors and one leads to like the hell dimension or something.
One leads to the storm dimension.
Yep. That was also a little confusing. I was like, because then he kept saying, like, just like in the movies. It's like, okay, so in the movies, is it just a street full of houses where every house is an element? Like...
This whole episode feels like an episode of the original Twilight Zone.
True. Like even the town design, I was thinking about it. It reminds me of the episode where the guy thinks that he like had gone to space or something, but it turned out that he had never even left Earth. And there's like, I guess like, I don't remember exactly what happens in that episode. It's like a similar vibe though.
Gosh. Okay. If/when we finish Goosebumps or get tired of it, that would be really fun to do Ahhtap for, is the original Twilight Zone series.
Absolutely.
Because there's some good episodes there, and I feel like there are some very cheesy episodes, at least for the time being. Okay.
Then the boy sees the arcade.
Yes.
And is like, oh, we should go in there. And the girl's like, no, we were told not to wander on Shock Street. Why are we going in there? And he's like, maybe this will have a way out.
Also, to be fair, I would say going into the arcade is the opposite of wandering around on Shock Street.
This is fair. But it's also a part of Shock Street, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But then they take the elevator down to like the basement of the arcade, where there's spilled green goop
Which all arcades have.
behind a fence.
Offensive says, shocky, shocky, don't touch.
Yeah.
Fence that says Shocker on Shock Street.
To which Aaron is like, "Don't get near that. It's gonna electrocute you." And he's like, "No, why would he have an electric fence down here? That doesn't make any sense." Then he gets grabbed.
Through the fence by a monstery guy, and he gets freaking electrocuted.
And is totally fine.
He has a great line, though. And it's, "I can feel those bolts ripping through my body."
I quoted that. It's the fun.
I'm glad we both did.
It's the funniest thing.
I can feel those volts ripping through my body.
It's so... Because that's what you say after you get shocked.
As you're being shocked.
Now I have super speed.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I can feel those bolts ripping through my body.
And then eventually just like breaks free, I guess, of the monster's grip.
Yeah, I don't remember how that worked, but something along those lines.
She was like trying to help him, and then just he gets let go, I guess.
Yeah. And then he's fine. And then Aaron's like, "Well, I just don't understand why there'd be electrocuted down here." Despite the fact that she was the one who said that it was electrocuted because of the signs in the first place.
Huh.
And then they start talking about how they were like, that was definitely real, not a fake monster for sure. And then the boy, the Marty, he gives like the funniest line I think I've ever heard watching these episodes. He's like, "Why would your dad create real monsters?"
Why would your dad create real monsters?
Yes! Real monsters! I love it. Out of nowhere, they jump to the conclusion of real monsters. They're like, that's weird. I guess these are all real. Okay, let's keep moving on.
Why would your dad make real monsters? Not fake ones, but real ones.
And then they come across another real monster
Piranha people.
that stands there menacingly.
Menacingly.
And he's all like, hoogity boogity, and they're all like, ah!
These special effects feel like they're on tier for a Doctor Who episode.
Yes, I was getting Doctor Who vibes the whole way through.
It's you know, they can't spend a lot of money on digital effects, but they have a decent practical effects department, but they also can't spend too much money because it's only for one episode.
So they're pegged against the wall by this guy, this monster dude, the Piranha Man, and they're like, "Oh wait, we have guns, laser guns."
Actually,
And
before that, Marty tries to rip its mask off.
Oh yeah, you're right, because he's like, "Oh, it's just fake," and then he goes to like rip it off, and it doesn't work.
Yes, seconds after they come to the conclusion of real monsters.
And then they remember they have guns, and so they're like, eh.
And then they shoot at it, and it does nothing because they're not in the right anymore.
Then they try to run. Then the Piranha Man gets them.
But as it grabs Marty's leg and the elevator doors are closing, Aaron grabs him, and together they're able to continue on. I think they ripped the arm off the thing.
No, the head comes off.
The head comes off. That's right.
It bites Marty, and then they rip him off, and the head comes off with it, revealing that it was a robot. Which, still, also kind of very terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
This is FNAF all over
This
again.
This ain't haunted house rules. These things can get you.
The spring locks are gonna be
Spring. My favorite character is Golden Piranha Man. I love him in FNAF 7.
So then they make it to the elevator and back up onto Shock Street, and we get another cut.
That's right. It's a weird secret lab. The camera cuts to a bunch of women who look exactly alike, monitoring the children, and Doc Beakman, the dad, standing there looking at them too. And he gets a kind of worried expression on his face and runs out carrying a remote control.
And then while the kids are just standing around the square, I don't remember it's the Marty or Aaron, but they're like,
I think it's Aaron sees him.
"Who's that?" And then they see that it's her dad.
Yeah, that's right. He sneaks out from a statue and he says, "It's okay. I've got them now."
And you're like, wait, what? Huh?
And then Marty
Yeah.
Marty freaking rushes him. Marty full on like goes to tackle.
Like, I'm gonna murder this girl's father.
Yeah, I don't remember that there was much like lead up to that.
Literally just it like shows the dad and then it cuts and he's like kind of already in the process of just running straight at it.
Yeah.
But then the dad grabs him, turns him around, does something with his back, and he goes.
And then the boy's just standing, but like sort of kind of limp, just like not moving.
He's got a limp biscuit.
Like a disabled robot.
Also, Dauntless, I do want to make that new noise you just made. I want to make that our new censor sound. For some reason, you are always our censor sound. The last censor sound we had was you going, "Ah!" But I like the. So hopefully I stick to that.
Beautiful.
Somebody should say a profanity just so I can bleep it out real quick.
Can I?
Yeah, I'm going to bleep it out.
Okay.
That was such a funny censoring sound right there. So Marty is deactivated.
And then Aaron runs at him and goes, "What are you doing? What did you do to my mother or mom or something like that?" And some other things.
And she's like, you're evil, you're terrible. And she's trying to fight him off. And then eventually, I don't remember exactly how, but she also like powers down like the boy.
He grabs her and turns her around and powers her off and reveals that there's a little like button on her back.
It reveals that the entire time they were robots.
Dun dun dun.
They were robots too.
Animatronics fighting animatronics that don't know that they're animatronics. This sounds like a Rick and Morty episode.
Or a FNAF game.
FNAF 2, Electric Boogaloo.
FNAF and Morty. Okay. So he calls out the League of Women that look exactly like one another. And they file out of the secret.
But only two of them come out.
Two of them come out of the secret room and report to Shock Street. Beakman is talking to them. He's like, there's a glitch in the system. They were never programmed to have a mother. I don't know why they have a mother. And they pack up the kids, and they inserted fun ratcheting effects when they were moving the kids, which I thought was fun.
And the fembots carry them away, and then...
I don't... Were they robots?
Yeah, they had to have been. All four of them look the exact same.
Know.
All four of them look the exact same.
They did.
And they moved in unison, like purposefully. I'm sure
so
they were meant to be robots.
The way that it played out made me think that they were robots, because he says for all of them to report to Shock Street, only two of them obey, and the other two wander off to do something, who knows what. And then just the way that they responded to him made it seem like they were also wanting revenge.
Really? Okay. See,
so I got the vibe that they were robots with the two kids.
Interesting. My vibe was just that they were analytical people.
They looked the exact same though, and they moved in unison. Like they moved very clearly, like in some sort of like coordinated like effort.
My theory is that they're analytical people, and Inventor Dad has a type. So, cut to the lab where Beakman Inventor Dad is making new ones, who he creatively nicknames Aaron 2 and Marty 2.
Very creative.
Electric Boogaloo.
But what is actually very creative is a really cool practical effects shot of the professor working on Marty 2. Like it has him lying on a table, and it shows like his internal workings, and there's pistons and whatnot, and then the camera in one continuous shot like pans up to Marty's face as he's lying there, and as he's fidgeting with things, like Marty kind of wakes up and sort of moves his face a little bit and moves his hand, and it was just cool practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second twist.
Dun dun dun.
Revenge.
The kids wake up, but they've been deactivated.
They reactivate and attack Beakman. He's powerless to turn them off, as they were never really deactivated in the first place. They have a line. I would say I liked the line. It's everything wants to live, even robots. Not fantastic, but not bad.
The way he delivered it was pretty all right. It could have been delivered in like the most corny way possible, but it was good.
Yeah. If it was delivered if it was in a Terminator movie, I don't think I would have bat an eye. That's the thing, Sarah Connor. Everything wants to live, even robots.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds exactly like it's from Terminator.
Robot beware, you're in for a scare.
Robot beware, you're in for a scare. Yeah, sorry, okay, hold on a second. What would be the Goosebumps title of the Terminator movies?
My
time travel robot adventure. Come with me if you want to be no. Hold on. No. The barking Schwarzenegger. There we go.
Schwarzenegger on Shock Street.
Okay. So they drop the everything wants to live, even robots. The camera cuts to Beakman as they're closing in on him. He says, no, and then hard cut to credits halfway through the second.
I forgot about that. It literally just instantly cuts.
Yeah, so at first I was like, is this like part one? Is there another part? Or is this how it's meant to end?
Is there a missing clip?
Is there a part two?
There ain't. This was a really interesting one, especially when you consider the book. I read the book. The book was the one with the giant praying mantis on it, and that was like the main thing, was the kids were running around Shock Street, and there was this giant praying mantis being like, what up? I'm a giant praying mantis. I'ma step on all y'all. And they're like, ah! The ending was still similar, with the big reveal that they were robots the entire time, which shook middle school me to my core. But still, even though it's not a one-to-one adaptation, I still think that this one has legs.
Yeah.
Just not praying mantis legs.
Just not praying mantis legs. It's got robot legs. And that's why I rate it a pair of robot legs out of 5.
So 2 out of 5?
Okay, more than 2.
I rate it an
I expected a out of and then just another sound, but that was it.
That was it.
Go.
Okay.
That was it. You censored it. You'll have to yeah.
I rate this episode probably 7 Real monsters out of 10.
Yeah. So now here's the important part, is the relative rating. Do we think... So this is our 4th Goosebumps that we've watched. The other Goosebumps we've watched are It Came From Beneath the Kitchen Sink, Say Cheese and Die, Barking Ghost, and then Shocker on Shock Street. I need to make a graphic so we can keep track of all this, but I think it goes top to bottom, Kitchen Sink, Say Cheese and Die, Barking Ghost. Where does Shocker on Shock Street fit in?
For me, I have it at the top.
Okay.
But I also didn't see Say Cheese and Die, right? Or did I?
No. That was McKinley.
Yeah, I liked this better than It Comes From Underneath the Kitchen Sink.
I agree with your the order that you had, Thatch. I think I would actually put this between Say Cheese and Die and Haunted Dogs, whatever it's called.
Interesting. Second from the bottom. Interesting.
Yeah, I when I think about like the quality of Goosebumps episodes, I'm not just thinking about it from like does this plot make sense, or were these children bad actors perspective. I also look at it from how many times did I watch this and just like bust my gut laughing at something that was not supposed to be funny. And I feel like I did that a lot more with the kitchen sink and the camera episode, I think.
See, yeah, that's the problem. Is I'm so conflicted because I think I liked it. It's so hard for me to find something that beats kitchen sink. It's we got to make like a political compass or something, because there's genuine enjoyment and then there's so bad it's good enjoyment out of
like
this.
Ironic
if
enjoyment.
If I had to rate this on watching it again for any reason, I would put it between Kitchen Sink and Say Cheese and Die. It wasn't as funny as Kitchen Sink, but I liked the practical effects. I thought the pacing was fun. I think I would watch this one again. Oh, but then I feel like I would watch it I feel like I would watch this one before I would watch Say Cheese and Die Again. Maybe. It's close. It's very close.
Yeah, can't say I agree. Still sticking with my sink first, cheese second, this third, and
So for sink first, cheese second.
sink first. We'll go for the cheese later. Oh, by the way, I don't know if y'all even noticed this detail, but there were some parts of this episode where Erin just literally sounds like an anime character. She's like, oh, we gotta get out of here. It's like it's not safe.
She went on to have a very illustrious dubbing
I
career.
literally wrote down in my notes. I wrote down in my notes. They look dubbed over sometimes because they just do.
Hey, R.L. Stein, we'll make an anime adaptation of Goosebumps for you.
Using all the same actors who are not kids anymore.
Ryan Gosling would be hard to get, but
We just need a bigger budget.
there we go. There we go. Send us money. I'm doing the little thing with my fingers that shows I want money.
I mean, honestly, there are some really good studios that you could like if they pulled like almost like a Star Wars Visions like type situation where it's like
I would watch
like
that.
here anime studios, here's a bunch of different Goosebumps episodes / books. I want you to remake them with your own like anime flair. I feel like that would be really cool.
That'd be funny. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Da-na-na-na-na-na. It's time for cage match, kind of. I don't know what we're gonna call this bit. Last time we did this bit, we called it cage match because it was all Nicolas Cage movies. But we're doing a special bonus bit.
Ooh.
I didn't feel like there was gonna be enough for us to goof on, so I prepped a quick bonus bit for everybody.
Yay.
So the way this game works is it's a Rotten Tomatoes game where I have picked a suite of movies for you gentlemen, and you have to guess whether the percentage of the movie is higher or lower than the one that came before it. If you'd like to, you can go to double your points by trying to guess the 10% range. So today's theme is cheesy horror movies, old sci-fi horror movies. Because that's what Shock Street was. The whole thing with Shocker on Shock Street is that it's all these old cheesy movies, Piranha People and that sort of thing. So I've picked movies for you gentlemen on Rotten Tomatoes, and as per the rules, we are going on the critics' score, not the audience score. So, first up, released in 1959, is The Tingler. Dr. Warren Chapin,
On Tingle Street.
Vincent Price, has...
The Tingler on Jingler Street.
Oh, I don't want to go to Tingler Street. Doctor, ASMR horror movie. Dr. Warren Chapin has made a surprising discovery. The spine-chilling sensation that people get when scared is due to a parasite that he dubs the Tingler. Chapin concludes that in extreme circumstances, prolonged fear can cause the creature to damage a person's spine and even cause death if the victim can't scream. A theory that Oliver Higgins, Philip Coolidge, uses to deadly effect on his wife, Judith Evelyn. Soon the Tingler that killed the woman is on the loose. What do we think this was reviewed as?
So for this, are we just going to say higher or lower, above or below 50%? Since 50% is the
yeah, we'll do that. Above or below 50%.
I'm gonna say below.
I think below. Yeah. Wait, so did the guy,
Okay.
so is it supposed to infer that the guy killed his wife by scaring her to the point of death? Is that...
I guess he uses the Tingler on her, and then his wife dies, and then the Tingler is on the loose.
I'm going to kill my wife with the Tingler.
Oh, gross! Oh.
I'm imagining the Tingler looking like the earworm things from Star Trek. It just like once she dies, it just like crawls out like.
It's the freaking worm on a string. Okay, so you guys are both saying lower.
Yeah.
Anybody gonna go for double?
Nope.
78%.
Oh. Huh. That's actually pretty high.
Yeah. Somebody says critic review, the Tinger is a great way to waste 80
The
minutes.
Tinger.
the Tinger. Okay, so 78, no points. The next one is Robot Monster. Now, this is kind of interesting. People might actually recognize the monster from this. If you're into the SCP Foundation at all, this is the monster that's used for Too Spooky. It's a robot gorilla with a weird space helmet on. Here's the synopsis. Earthlings flee from the Row Man, a Martian in a gorilla suit with a diving helmet.
Did you just say the Row Man?
The Row Man.
The Roman.
RO-man. So, the robot monster. Higher or lower than 67%?
Oh, the last one was 67?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was 87.
78. My bad. 78.
78.
78 for the Tingler.
For the Was that the Tingle of 78?
The Tingle of 87. The Tinkle of 87.
Okay. Tingle of 87.
Okay, higher or lower than 78 for... Can you read the synopsis of the robot?
Yes, I'll read it again. Earthlings flee from the Row Man, a Martian in a gorilla suit with a diving helmet. Higher or lower?
Then 78.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with lower.
I agree. I think it's also lower.
Anybody gonna double it?
Nope.
It's just not enough to go on.
Wait. You mean the one sentence about Earthlings fleeing from the Row Man, a Martian in a gorilla suit with a diving helmet isn't enough for you guys to go on?
No, not for 7 different potential options to choose.
Okay.
If I'm saying lower.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, you guys both get it.
Yay.
It was 33%.
Ooh.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go that low.
Man, Romans ain't popular these days, apparently.
The next one. The Quartermass Experiment. 1955. A British rocket scientist hunts an astronaut monstrously enveloped by an alien fungus. Higher or lower?
You just insert the Among Us, like...
That sounds interesting. Higher or lower than 33%? I'm gonna say higher.
I too think it's higher. I think Fungus Among Us would probably be higher than 33.
Okay. Anybody gonna go double or nothing?
No.
To spice things up, yeah, I think it's within the 40%.
Okay. 89.
These are jumping all over the place.
Yeah, I'm surprised. These were just a bunch of cheesy quote unquote movies that I just pulled from a list. I'm surprised.
Wow. Yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't try and double it.
So the next one that I had pulled up is interesting because it doesn't have enough reviews to be put on the tomato meter, which I didn't know was a thing that could happen. The weirdest part is I own a DVD copy of this movie. I'm looking at it right now. I'm just going to say its name. It's the Monolith Monsters.
Monolith Monsters.
A geologist and a school teacher evacuate a desert town attacked by thirsty giant crystals. Here, tell you guys what, we can go off the audience rating. There's enough on the audience rating to get something here.
Okay, shifting gears to the audience.
This sounds bad. But I shouldn't think that because I'm gonna get thrown for a loop. Oh.
Okay, the last one was 88?
89.
89. I'm gonna say lower.
It's gotta be lower, yeah. I say lower too.
Okay. Anybody gonna go double or nothing?
When I have a bracket where there's only a few tens places within my higher or lower, I will double it, but I am not I'm not confident enough.
Okay. 45.
Okay.
Both of you get a point.
That seems about right.
Yeah, I've wanted to watch this movie for a while. I bought it at the thrift store when I used to work at the thrift store, and I haven't watched it. It's just sat on my shelf. Currently, right now, it is sandwiched between Casablanca and Mystery Men, so that says a lot about my movie preferences. Yeah, this is a fun stack of films. It goes Ferris Bueller, Iron Giant, Bill and Ted, Inception, Wayne's World, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Casablanca, Monolith Monsters, Mystery Men, and then on the bottom is a Muppets 4-pack.
That is quite the collection.
What can I say? Except Quartermass 2, the next movie on the list. That's right, the Quartermass Experiment got a sequel. And this one has more than a sentence. Professor Bernard Quatermass, in his attempts to convince the British government to colonize the moon, learns that thousands of meteorites are landing in the same location on Earth. When his colleague, Marsh, joins him in a quest to uncover the truth, they discover a government complex built around the landing spot. When Marsh goes missing, Quatermass attempts to rescue him and discovers the truth behind an alien invasion conspiracy and cover-up.
Okay, how much was the first Quatermass rated again?
89.
89. Oof.
And this would have been before sequels were regarded as being worse than
This
pilots.
was 1957. 2 years after the first one.
Okay, and we're going higher or lower than 40...
45, I think, right?
Yep, 45.
I'm saying higher.
Gosh dang it. I will say higher as well. And I am going to try and double it.
Okay.
Just to keep things interesting. I think it's in the 60s.
Okay. Everybody locked in?
Locked in.
Yes.
Listeners at home, are you locked in?
Yeah.
Okay. 80.
What?
Dang it.
These are some good movies, apparently. Sheesh.
Yeah, surprisingly good. Alrighty, and we are now on our last movie. Everybody's tied. I Married a Monster from Outer Space. Marge is worried about her husband, Bill. Ever since they got married, he has acted oddly, almost without emotion. When he leaves to go for a walk one night, Marge follows him and discovers that the man she married isn't a man at all, but an alien replacement of her love. Not only that, most of the men in her small town have been replaced by aliens as well, and they're marrying the women of the town in hopes of using them to repopulate their species. Higher or lower than 80%?
Yikes.
That sounds so good.
I think it's lower.
Lower than 80%. Oh, why am I... Oh, because I know that Isaac is in the lead.
No, we're tied.
We're tied? What?
Because you did a double and I did a double and both were wrong.
Oh.
And we've been the same for all of the others.
Okay, I think it is lower than 80% then.
I also think it is lower.
Okay.
And just to avoid a tie, let's see. I'm going to say 40s.
40s? Okay. Well, gentlemen, your valiant efforts to fix the tie have gone for naught.
Oh no, it was higher?
It's higher. 86%.
Oh my goodness.
What?
This is crazy. These are some good movies, apparently.
Yeah. I'm surprised. We'll have to do an Ahhtap on some of these, maybe. Tell us in the comments what one you want to hear. But we'll do a bonus tiebreaker. We'll do 50%. We'll level the field 50%. Okay? The Crawling Eye. In a small Swiss resort, sisters Anne and Sarah Pilgrim are worried by Anne's telepathic sense, which goes haywire. Reporter Philip Truscott and UN worker Alan Brooks, who's in the area to investigate unusual radiation levels, also sense something is amiss. It turns out vicious extraterrestrials are living in a radiation cloud in the Alps, brutally killing anyone who comes near and threatening to descend upon the town.
Wow.
It's got telepathy, it's got radiation, it's got aliens, it's the Crawling Eye.
It's got everything.
Higher or lower than 50%?
Okay. Ian, I will let you go first. Because I can't decide.
I think it's higher than 50%.
I will go with lower.
Okay.
I'm going to do double or nothing. I'm guessing it's going to be in the 70% range.
Okay. We'll need another tiebreaker. 67.
What?
67%.
I was so close, dang it.
Okay, you know what? Nah. Here's what we're going to do. Here's the new tiebreaker. Okay? Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you the name of a movie, and the rating of the movie. You guys have to come up with a synopsis. The synopsis that's closest to the movie, or the one that I think is the funniest, wins.
So you're giving us a title and we come up with a synopsis.
Yep, title and percentage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Fiend Without a Face, 67%, released in 1958. Your time starts now.
Okay, I think I got one.
I think I'm good.
All right, Isaac, you go first.
Okay. An extra-dimensional being appears as a human in a small town and goes around always wearing masks, is uncovered to be faceless and stealing the faces of all of those in the town.
Okay, I like it. I like a little bit of cosmic horror. I like a little bit of that you have no face, but you must scream spice. Ian, hit me with what you got, gabagool.
All right. A husband and a wife in a particularly big town are living a normal, happy life when one day the wife, who normally never goes into the basement because that's where the husband works and he never likes to be disturbed, decides to go down there without him knowing, wondering what's down there. She finds that he's experimenting on wild animals and gruesome, torturous stuff, and he goes crazy and tries to attack her. While she's defending herself, she shoves him into like a machine that like literally just like takes his face completely off of him, leaving nothing but skin. She runs away, and she moves to a new town fearing that he's going to harm her, and then she thinks that he may have found her and is slowly tormenting her in the shadows, from the shadows.
Okay. I like that too. So he's the fiend without the face?
Yes, the husband is the fiend.
Interesting. Okay. Those are both really good. Here's the actual synopsis. A scientist's atomic-powered thoughts materialize as deadly flying brains with trailing spinal cords. And as much as I love the cosmic horror elements of Isaac's, I think because Ian said scientist, and the art looks like there's some sort of husband-wife duo or something on it, I think I may have to give it to Ian for this
No,
one.
I want to see Ian's more than mine. When's this movie coming out, Ian?
It's coming out this Friday.
Wow, that was
This
fast.
Friday.
I just made it.
I'm telling you, somebody should hire us to make an anthology series.
True.
And that's it. Ian wins. Yay! Ian, you win the Brain Eaters.
Yay.
You win a 50-foot cone sticking out of the ground near a small Illinois town. And that's it. That's our podcast.
Guess he's moving to Illinois.
Guess he's moving to Illinois. That's kind of near where you're moving.
Yeah, sort of.
Nearer than now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you, everybody, once again for listening to another spine-chilling episode of That's a Podcast. As always, if you like what you hear, please follow and share it with your friends. That way it helps us grow and encourages us to make more and gets us closer to making the big monies.
And taking over the world. I mean...
Yes. Global domination. No, that's another project that is going to be releasing in November.
But uses the funds from this project. The funds that we have, definitely.
Yes, by funds we mean the Adobe Edition subscription that I've been paying for the past many years. If you liked what you heard, share it with other people. If you want to stay up to date on the latest OTAP and Ahhtap news, follow us on Twitter or YouTube, both at OTAP_podcast. If you want to support us right now, we don't have anything set up at the moment, but we do have a Redbubble store, which kicks us, a little bit of money. But it's also a way that you can rep your favorite jokes. We add some new stuff on there. I think we're probably going to have some OTAP 58 stuff on there soon. and some other fun stuff on there. If you want to send us an email, check us out at othatpod@gmail.com. And as always, all those linkos will be in the descriptione. And Ian, my friend, I believe you have a big funny for... no, not a big funny. I believe you have a regular funny.
A small funny.
A small funny. A moderately sized funny.
Fun size funny.
Fun-sized funny.
All right, here's the joke. What's a pumpkin's favorite sport?
I think I know what the answer is. But I also don't want to steal the punchline thunder.
I don't know. What is a pumpkin's favorite sport?
Squash. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I actually get it.
That's the name of a sport. It's squash.
But I don't get it
Why is this the one you picked if you don't get it?
because I thought it was dumb.
Yeah, hold on a
it was
second.
funny to me.
It's a racket sport, and apparently there's a picture on Wikipedia of people playing squash near the pyramids of Egypt.
That's funny.
There's also another joke.
Professional Squash Association.
There's another joke that uses squash as the punchline. What do you get when you drop a pumpkin? Squash.
Oh, very funny.
Some of these punchlines just sound like Gru from Despicable Me.
That's probably yeah, we should talk about that because I'm getting stuck down the squash rabbit hole. Apparently there's different colors of squash balls for different levels of play, and there's one only recommended for high altitude play. So
Like on an airplane?
yes, today we're playing squash on the top of Mount Everest.
As you can see by our breathing implements.
There we go. Yes. Ian, did you find a Gru one? Tell us one.
What do you call a pumpkin that works at the beach? A life gourd.
I liked that. And we like you, listening audience. Hearts. Thank you all for listening once again to That's a Podcast. Remember to believe, eat, leave, and achieve. And as always, spook up your podcast. Ooh!
Pretty sure he's the vampire.
And I'm a pirate. Arg, bye-bye.
Bye.
Everything wants to live. Even robots.